Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jade up here. Today's video is going to be on resource management. So what we're going to go over is just basically how to gain stand back in a short time period and how to gain magic in a short time period. And again, most of the stuff may be new information, and some of the stuff may be stuff you just know, you're just not that great at doing it. So hopefully these few tips can help you out. So without further ado, let's get right into it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dodge roll a little bit just to kind of get our stam going, or stam gone. So we're at 1%. Now, most of you guys know that while you're holding block, you're not going to get any stam back, and the only way to get it back is from either popping a pot, popping an orb, hitting your igneous shields, or popping an ulti, which is going to give you some back, or obviously a pot, which I already said. So what we're going to do, we're going to waste our stand back again. Again, those are the only ways to get stand back. You can get it back from the Constitution passive, but you're not going to get that much back. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. Obviously, we're at least 5 piece heavy, so you do get that. So the quickest way that I found to get stand back, other than popping a pot's ulti, is literally heavy attacking into igneous shields. So we're at 25%, almost 50, 3 times we're at 70%. And that's more than enough stam to have back in the intense fights and stuff like that. But I'm going to tell you one thing that is going to help everybody out. What everybody needs to do if you want to tank is literally study the ads that do heavy attacks. You need to study you need to kind of look at every trial boss, every dungeon boss, every world boss, and stuff like that. Well, if you want to do nothing but fight world bosses, whatever. But as at least for trials and dungeons, you need to learn the mechanics that will one-shot you and what they look like, and when to block or when to dodge roll them. If you can figure that out, you're 10 times ahead of anybody else has been tanking for a while and just sitting there holding block like a crazy person. So if you're just sitting there holding block, you're not going to get any stand back. All right, yeah, you're going to mitigate a lot of damage, but you're also going to waste a lot of stam by doing that. Now, going into new dungeons that you've never tanked before, obviously you're going to be sitting there holding block. I did it in Moon Hunter, I did it in Fang Lair, I did it in Scale Collar, and I did it on Sacrifice. After tanking it a while, I started to get used to it and started to notice, I think after the second time, I started to notice all the ads that were one-shotting, that could one-shot me. I tested it all on the first one. I wanted to see which ads would one-shot me and which ads could do their heavy attack and I could still live from, even at certain percent of health. Now, if you're going to do that, obviously go in a group with that you know, or just let the group know, just say, hey, I want to test some stuff out. I want to see what is going to one-shot me and what's not going to one-shot me. And if they're like, okay, cool, whatever, then go for it. If they're like, hey, don't be an asshole, just tell them like, hey, it's my first time taking it, and I don't want to worry about stam or something like that, And if they make a big deal about it, then whatever, just do whatever you feel like you need to do. What I like to do though is I do like the whole block a lot in new dungeons, new trials, until I figure out what I need to block and when I can heavy attack. And that's the biggest tip right there. If you can figure out when to block and when to drop your shield and heavy attack, that's gonna help you out so much. All right. Other than that, that's literally about it as far as I can give you as far as resource management for stam. So, again, we'll do the heavy attack into igneous shields just to kind of show you guys. And there we go. We're going to pop a Green's Dragon's Blood to give us that extra bit of recovery, right? So when you hit Green's Dragon Blood, it's going to give you 100 recovery extra, roughly. Then you're going to heavy attack into Green's Dragon Blood. Do it again 3 times, and you should be able to get off at least 3 times, if not 2 times. 2 times you're sitting around 50%. 3 times you're sitting around 75-ish%. And that should be more than enough to block the rest of the attacks, and then go back into heavy attack and into an igneous shield. Now let's say that you run out of magicka and you're not able to. Here, let's erase. Let's just say that you're not able to igneous shield. That's fine. Just heavy attack. As long as you can get heavy attacks off, you're doing good, because you're getting stand back to be able to block. You're getting stand back to be able to taunt, and then you're giving your magicka a little bit of time to recover. So like right now, as you can see, we're at 700 recovery. We bought Grimm's Dragon Blood. We're at 829. Right? And before you go into heavy attacking, definitely try and pop that, because it's going to give you a little bit extra recovery going for stam, and then you can just heavy attack into igneous once or twice, and then the last one you can heavy attack, and it'll be still more than enough. And here's another tip right here that you can look out for. Let's say we have the humanoid over there, the target humanoid, the 3 million, and we have the 6 million. And then we have the other 6 million, but he looks a little bit bigger. So here's what's going to happen. In 99% of dungeons, there's going to be a few types of different ads. There's going to be your basic bitch ads that don't do any damage hardly. Then there's going to be your medium-sized ads, and you're going to be your heavy ads. These ones have usually about the same amount of health as these medium ads, but these are going to hit a lot harder. These may actually have a little bit less health but hit harder, or they may have more health and hit harder. But you'll be able to see, because every single dungeon that they do in this game and or trial is that the biggest looking ad is always going to do the most damage, and those are the ones that are going to be potentially to one-shot you. These ones can one-shot you or just knock out a bit of health. These ones just stun you and are just annoying. So with that being said, what I would do if you're new to a dungeon, I would obviously look at the bigger ads and kind of taunt them, and then just hold block until they do their heavy attack. And you'll be able to see it because they'll have yellow lines, yellowish orangish lines coming off their body to tell you when to block. And if you can't see that because you're colorblind or something like that, what you're going to look for is the animation. Either they're going to jump up in the air, hold block. They're going to they can charge up their heavy attack with their sword and board, or they'll charge up a heavy attack with their two-hander. Then you hold block. Or they're like the werewolf. You turn into a werewolf and they pull their arms back and then shoot them forward. And you hold block during that. So you really need to pay attention on when to hold block. Definitely on those ads. And once you figure that out, you're good to go. All right, what we're going to talk about now is getting magicka back, which is a little bit easier to do than stam. Basically, all you're going to do is you have a few different ways. You have balance, which is really nice. You have pots, which again is super nice. Let's go ahead and waste some magicka here. So yeah, pots pretty much take it all the way to full health, and the only reason why is because the passive I talked about earlier, that when you activate a pot, you're gonna get 4,000 of each back. So 4,000 magicka, 4,000 stam, 4,000 health. So you actually have those two ways, which are really nice. And then also you have heavy attack. You can do blockade, and if you set the enemy off balance at your heavy attacking, when you heavy attack, you'll go all the way back up to 100. Or you can just heavy attack. Let's say you don't have enough time to do balance. You can just heavy attack twice. It takes 5 seconds to do that, and then you can swap back to your main bar and then do whatever skills you need to do. Pretty simple. Yeah, hopefully this helps you out, guys and girls, and we'll see you in the next video. Alright guys, so this is a short clip I'm going to show you guys that shows you how I'm managing my resources. And I do this all the time on Twitch and stuff like that. Sometimes I do like play-by-plays on what I'm about to do or what I'm thinking and stuff like that. So if you guys wanted more on that for Twitch, I can do that. But anyways, Basically, you can see that my resources are stuck between 60 to 50%, and as I sprint over here, I'm at 20%. Now watch what I do. I'm gonna quick heavy attack into Igneous, then I'm gonna pop this pot. I know he's doing his heavy attack, so I have enough time to get my heavy off, and then I'm gonna pop Warhorn, and then that's how I get my resources back.